Now, today's story is one of the most controversial murder mystery of all times in the recent years in the U.S.
26-year-old EMT Breonna Taylor was shot and killed in her own home. So far, there have been no charges filed against the 3 white officers involved.
Breonna Taylor was just 26 years old when LMPD killed her during a raid at her apartment. Police busted down her door in the middle of the night while trying to serve a warrant.
Where is she at in the apartment? She's on the ground.
Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, says he believed they were being robbed and opened fire. He hit Sergeant John Mattingly in the leg, and officers shot back, killing Taylor. Her death sparked months of massive protests and a riot in downtown Louisville. City officials say it also led to major police reform.
Because sometimes the aftermath is way stronger than the actual event or an incident. And this is the case most of the artists, prominent figures, and the talk show hosts, even Oprah Winfrey has talked about it.
Public pressure is now mounting, with protests and celebrities speaking out.
Do you know what happened to Breonna Taylor?
Celebrities from Ali Wong, Kerry Washington, and Cardi B saying her name.
Do you know Breonna Taylor's story?
Breonna Taylor's life mattered.
The WNBA dedicating this season to social justice.
We are dedicating this season to Breonna Taylor, an outstanding EMT who was murdered.
For the first time in 20 years, Oprah Winfrey is giving up the cover of her own magazine, putting the late Breonna Taylor on it instead.
I want her family to know, and I want the state of Kentucky to know that we feel for it and we want justice.
Talk about the justice for the victim of the circumstances or the targeted object of the racial threat. I think I have just found or discovered a new term, a racial threat. I'm sorry, I just want to phrase this case in a way you're gonna love this and you're gonna hate me so much. But I have to say this. It's like the US Army went to Iraq to find the weapons of the mass destruction, and they found a lot of destruction. Who are these people? I mean, seriously.
About 10 days after 9/11, I went through the Pentagon and I saw Secretary Rumsfeld and Deputy Secretary Wolfowitz. I went downstairs just to say hello to some of the people on the joint staff who had used to work for me, and one of the generals called me and he said, "Sir, you gotta come in and talk to me a second." I said, "Well, you're too busy." He said, No. He says, "We've made the decision. We're going to war with Iraq." This was on or about the 20th of September. I said, "We're going to war with Iraq. Why?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I guess they don't know what else to do."
When the country goes through wrong hands, those hands are the public enemies, not the protectors.
The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq, anyway.
You would agree with me on this. God appoints rulers on the nations right according to their daily practices. These rulers are our mirrors. Let's dive into today's story. A 26 years old Black EMT, Breonna Taylor. I just talked about George Floyd. Now remember, this poor soul paid the ultimate price for the botched police raid. Her boyfriend's desperate warning shot, a cry for help in the face of a surprise invasion, became the spark that ignited a tragic fire. Was it a self-defense, or was it a calculated act that masked the true intentions of the law enforcement officer who already within the wrong unleashed lethal force? The $12 million of settlement, a mere band-aid on the festering wounds, offers little solace for a community grappling with the harsh reality of racial bias and police overreach. Is this a case of regrettable consequences or a cautionary tale of the consequences of unchecked power? The debate rages on, leaving many to question the very system justice intended to protect all. Taylor was shot 8 times during the raid on March 13, 2020. And for more than 20 minutes, she was left alone without medical attention. Instead, police was busy arresting Kenny Walker against his one shot that he pulled the trigger in order to stop the intruders. But who knew the police was with no knock warrant? Well, that's one more surprise, and now you know what is a no-knock warrant. Police can smash into your premises, house, without your acknowledgement and name it whatever they want to prove their hidden agenda behind their actual intentions. Or maybe we are just overthinking, but again, who is making public to overthink? And of course, when police will get into someone's premises with no knock warrant, it shouldn't be surprising to face any bullet coming on their way too. So bottom line, Breonna died in a tragic way. For those who still don't know who was the main suspect,
new details today on the man who was the target of the raid the night police killed Breonna Taylor. He is headed to prison. A judge has revoked Jamarcus Glover's probation from a 2021 drug trafficking conviction. He was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Glover's now serving his time in prison because he picked up new charges last year. You may recall that police started investigating Glover after his girlfriend's 13-year-old daughter overdosed on fentanyl in the St. Matthews apartment where they lived.
Police had been investigating her ex-boyfriend Jamarcus Glover, but Kenneth Walker's attorney claimed that the Louisville police obtained a search warrant for Taylor's home under false pretenses. In simple, something is not true. Breonna had been receiving suspicious packages at that address for her ex-boyfriend that she hasn't seen him for months, Mr. Jamarcus Glover, which was also included in the search warrant. According to the Kenny's attorney, Jamarcus received a pair of shoes. Again, the bottom line, when the damages are done, you can't fix or reverse to fix it. You guys take care of yourself and your surroundings. I'm Uzair Sipra. Until next time.